Hey, it is Restaurant and Retail Month. Restaurant and Retail Month. Very exciting month. We love talking about food. We love talking about our veteran business owners who have products that they're distributing either locally or online. It's an exciting month, and we're kicking off Restaurant and Retail Month with a guest favorite, a favorite guest of ours from last year. It's a return guest who has had just a heck of a year, like a crazy good year, scaling a business against all odds, really, in the face of a lot of economic uncertainty and a lot of just like uncertainty across the board, socially, politically, economically. Everything is just uncertain. And this guy, you'll recognize him. You'll recognize him as the guy who left his corporate career to follow his dream of launching this business. Can you guess who it is? If you can guess who it is, throw it in the comments. But he followed his dreams and launched this business that started from him, like he was deployed and he made a grill out of an ammo canister. Maybe that gave it away. And then that down the road turned into a dream of him, having his own company and distributing products that were meaningful to him under the brand that was meaningful to him. And against all odds during this period of turmoil and uncertainty, like has just been knocking it out of the park. This business is red hot. So for anybody that's watching here, not only is it an exceptionally interesting story, but we're going to get into the nitty and gritty about how he grew and scaled his business and had success, had marketing success, had distribution success in the face of all of these challenges. And it's not just like an economic challenge. You have supply chain issues across the board. He's trying to distribute products. I mean, I can't wait to hear about how he faced those head on, because all of you out there who have entrepreneurial ambitions or own your own business or whatever, these are hurdles that you're going to face. And this is a guy who met them head on and then just like karate chopped them into pieces and is just continuing to blast on through it. So if you haven't guessed yet, it's Greg Fischer, co-founder of Burn Pit BBQ. These products, they're a staple at our house. The barbecue sauces, the rubs, the seasoning, they're staple at my house. My kids ask for them, for those products. You making chicken, make sure to use Burn Pit, that sort of stuff. It's great stuff. I can't recommend it enough. I mean, it really is fantastic. And so very excited to talk to Greg, learn about what he's been doing and how he's been having so much success over the last year. We're going to get into it right after this brief bumper video. I almost wonder if that bumper is too short. It's about like a third as long as it used to be in season 1, but like I don't get enough time to get like a full swig of coffee in between. I want to be able to at least caffeinate up an adequate amount during the bumper. I mean, it's just kind of part of the process. But anyways, Greg, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing well, Adam. How are you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right, man.
Awesome.
You are one of the few people who we have asked back on the show. That's because the first iteration was such a hit and such a success. People just they really resonated with your story about your transition from corporate life, to what you're doing now. What do you think it is that is so intoxicating about your brand and your story? Because people they can't get enough of it.
Wow, that's I don't
Sorry,
know.
that's probably like
yeah, it's a lot of
hard to be hard to respond to that question with humility.
Yeah,
But you know what? Just let it out. We're all
yeah.
friends here.
No, I'm truly honored to be back and to have been asked back to kind of give updates and share our journey where we're at right now. It's been 18 months since that decision to quit my job and go into this thing full time. And we continue to build and grow. And that's only because of the people that follow and support us. So no, I'm honored to be back. And, I just hope that, maybe some of the stuff that I can share today, maybe will inspire somebody or, maybe some tips that I give, as we have this conversation will help somebody in their business, but I've still got a long ways to go. So, I appreciate just the support and to be asked to be back on.
Absolutely, man. And for anybody that's interested in Greg's background story, the last time he was on the show, we talked extensively about that, and he wrote a lovely article which we have republished on our website at wiveteranschamber.org. If you go there, the most recent blog article is our republish of that, where he talks about his journey, like why he left corporate America to become, the co-founder of Burn Pit. So we won't go too deep in depth. If you want to learn more, I'm going to put the link in the show notes to that and the link in the comments here in a minute. So if you want to learn about his journey, what we're really hoping to do today, and Greg and I were talking about this before we launched here, is to talk about just this last year since we last spoke, and how Burn Pit is exploding and expanding and facing this month to month growth, and why people continue to keep coming back and buying this product. So obviously, if I were to say, what can you pinpoint one of your challenges over the last year? It probably would be hard to do, but what do you think one of the biggest obstacles has been for you to overcome over the last year? And have you yet overcome it? Are you still working on it?
Yeah, that's a great question. And there's so many challenges that, we've faced over the past 12 months. The biggest one that you continue to not struggle with, but continue to try and overcome is just that brand awareness. We are, still a brand new brand. There's a lot of competition in the barbecue sauce and spice and rub categories, across, the board, locally and across the country. Very low barrier to entry. So we're seeing probably, a dozen new competitors pop up every month. So that's been a challenge for us, is to continue to get the word out for who we are, what we do and what we provide. And that's our focus going into year 2 here.
Well, how do you achieve growth then? And let me encourage anybody while I'm thinking about it. If you have questions, whether you're watching on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Twitter, doesn't matter. Throw it out in the comment section. I'll make sure to throw them Greg's way, and we will answer your questions live if you have any. Sometimes we have 0 questions. Sometimes we have 50. So, just throw them out there. We'll get them all in. But how do you focus on scaling, or how do you scale in the face of so much market saturation? Because you mentioned there's 12 new competitors every week. There's a low barrier to entry. How do you kind of nudge your way forward and stay above the fog?
Yeah, so when we first started this, we set a course where we were very specific on where we wanted our products to be seen, the type of people that use our products, and having that in place really helped us focus on where do we put in our daily actions. What are we doing each day to move our mission and our business forward? So those things really helped. And just for us, we want to dominate the state of Wisconsin. We don't want to get too big too fast. We know there's going to be some growing pains going forward, year 2 and beyond. So we really want to, focus on our own backyard, Wisconsin, before we really focus on the nation. We do have some retail partners across the country, but our primary focus has been here in our own backyard in Wisconsin, and we continue to do that each day.
Well, and you've also started to distribute new in this last year since we last spoke. If I'm not mistaken, you're distributing now. You have an Amazon distribution deal now, correct?
Yeah. So that's one of the partners. Strategically, we knew we needed to continue to reach new audiences. Amazon is the largest player in the world as far as online distribution. So we've been doing that, and we've had some good success. Our first 3 years, first 3 months, we started in October of 2021, and we quickly became the #1 new selling rub on Amazon. And we continued to, it was quite exciting for us, within the first few weeks of launching our products, that we were in the top 10, and we had a number of products in the top 10 in the barbecue rub and seasoning category. And again, that goes back to the support and just the awesome following that we have, and we've built up over the first year, of people that support us, like our products, and share our products. So again, we couldn't do this without those people.
Right on. So the Amazon thing, was it complicated getting your products into that pipeline? Was it easy? And then once it launched, was it just a boom and then it fizzled, or have you had a steady that, like, what have you learned about that Amazon process for people who might want to get their products in that pipeline?
Yeah, so it's a massive undertaking. So we hired some strategic partners to help us with that were experts in Amazon fulfillment. So we have weekly meetings with those folks, and they help us get our brand up on Amazon. And unfortunately, Amazon's a pay to play. So
Right.
running sponsored ads to our storefront on Amazon, to our products on Amazon. It started off real fast, real quick, and then it continued to build off of that. So we actually had, again, month after month growth until we hit January and February. So we had a big spike going into the holiday season, and then we had a little bit of fall off coming into the new year. And I think that was to be expected. And we're in this for the long haul, so we know that we're going to have those peaks and those valleys, and just to continue to stay the course. Not only with our business, but then also with our online distribution on Amazon.
So is that your full product line? Are you also, or is it just the barbecue, or just the rubs rather? Or is the sauce also available? What about the apparel? I still have my Burn Pit beanie cap that I wear all the time, almost every day.
Yeah, so we again, we're very strategic and we're very thoughtful with how we launch our products, not only on our own website, but also when we partner with other websites like Amazon. So we started off with just our rubs and seasonings. And then we're going to test our hot sauce. So our garlic habanero hot sauce is out there right now.
Nice.
Before we go full into the sauce game, so to speak. So very much how we launched our products on our own website. We were very strategic in doing a few products first to see how it goes, learn the process, learn the procedure, and then continue to add products after that. So that's been a challenge. We've had to grow and we've had to learn and adapt with how Amazon does business. And we continue to learn that way.
Now, is that so looking back on it, are you glad that you added the Amazon aspect, that arena, to your business? Has there been like a no doubter ROI on it? Has it been pretty steady? Do you see there being benefit later, or are you like, nah, maybe if I could do it again, I wouldn't do it?
No, I think for us, it was the right decision at the time.
Nice.
And we have a long-term vision. We see what our competitors are doing on that platform on a month-to-month basis. And we know we have a product that we can match and beat what they have. So we know we weren't going to get there overnight, just like our business on our online website. It's not going to happen overnight. So this is a long-term strategic play for us, is to continue to build our Amazon brand and continue to add products as we go along. But there's been some bumps in the road just with anytime you're adding another platform and distribution system. But no, I'm glad we did it. And as far as the question on ROI, no, I'd say because there was quite a large expense to start up. We're still underwater there. But we do see growth, and we see the potential for larger growth in the future, especially at the end of this year.
What were some of the bumps in the road getting to a larger online, a national distribution platform like Amazon? Like, if you could go back in time and be like, dude, be aware of blank. Yeah. What would you tell yourself?
Just the nuances. So when you're shipping products to the fulfillment centers, so we don't fulfill Amazon orders in-house. We send that to Amazon, but we have to prep and we have to package and we have to send that to Amazon before it's ready. So making sure you understand the process of, having a product can be legally distributed on Amazon. They have their own rules and regulations and things like that. Obviously, and that's why we hired somebody to help us with that, because I could spend hours and hours and hours and days trying to research that, but work with somebody that has that knowledge and that experience and a track record. So that's what we did. But then again, those are our products, so we have to make sure that they're packaged the right way, the way that we want people to receive them, and then also that it gets down to Amazon intact in a timely fashion. So when we start having those orders come in, there's no lag time, and we don't run out of inventory. Inventory management is key, especially on Amazon, where if you run out of inventory, you're pretty much dead in the water, and it takes a long time to get back up and running on those platforms.
Right, because you don't want people to search for your product or search for similar products, be interested in yours, click on it and see out of stock, They're just going to
Yeah, and then
they're just going to go to the next thing, right?
and yeah, and Amazon, other online platforms, they will downgrade you for that kind of stuff.
Yep.
So, you're not going to come up in their feeds when when people search for it. Basically, there's millions of brands out there, and you're pretty much unknown until you get to those like first 3 pages. So, you want to do everything you can to make sure you stay in those good graces and have inventory on hand.
Yeah, it is the little things, and that's probably a way that a lot of folks who manage to set themselves apart, especially in saturated industries, is by getting those little things right. Because not everybody is. If you are the company who ensures that your product is always in stock versus one who maybe lets it slip here and there, you find yourself in a more advantageous position, right? Is that kind of
Yeah.
accurate?
Yeah, and I mean, go to your local grocery market right now, and look
Mhm.
at the shelves. Do you see the products that you usually see? If not, you're probably going to buy something else. So, having inventory on hand is key, not only on the online market, but also can relate to your day to day shopping. And when you go to your local markets, and you'll see the brands that continually put out products, and then you see the brands that right now are struggling. So yeah, it's just having that peace of mind, and also having inventory available will always kind of help you continue to grow.
So when we talked a year ago, you had mentioned, and you didn't give any specifics, and I don't need any, but you had mentioned that when you went on this journey, you said you had set X date with X metrics,
Hmm.
that this experiment, this diving in, feet first, head first into going from corporate America into being a business owner. You said,
Yeah.
if I reach X date and have accomplished blah blah blah, then I will continue, and if not, then maybe I'll explore going back. So, and you don't
Yeah.
have to tell me what the exact metric is, but
Mm.
have you reached that ride or die moment? And if so, where were you at compared to your goal, and
Yeah.
what does that look like moving forward then?
No, I haven't. We haven't reached that point yet.
Okay.
And again, that's a moving target too. So as we
Sure.
continue to build the business, and I keep my own personal expenses down, and the family's thriving. Those
Hmm.
things are
Hmm.
key as well. So, but no, we continue to grow and build the business, but with that comes also additional expenses and things that you don't think about. Shipping, administrative costs, or tax season. So we're having somebody do our taxes. That has a
Hmm.
expense to it. So no, we continue to grow. I'm not at that point yet. And if you ask me this again in Europe, I'll be in the same spot. It's a continually moving target, and we're always assessing it each month. But I just looked at my wife on Friday or on Monday and said, "Hey, we made it another month," and she's like, "Yeah, we did." So we
Right
continue to
on.
have those. We continue to have those conversations, and if it ever gets too bad, and something happens and something changes, then I'm more than happy to jump back into getting the regular 9 to 5 for what I need to do. But you better believe I'll jump back into this as soon as I can.
Yeah, you bet. Well, it sounds like you're heading the right direction.
I hope so.
Let me ask you this. I've seen in the last couple of months, personally, I've seen a change from Burn Pit in your social media strategy. I'm
Okay.
seeing more video, more short form video, more personal
Mm,
dialogue, kind of more candid things, and more frequently too. Has
yeah.
that been a deliberate action, or has it just been something that's gradually happened? And what impact has that
Mm.
had on your bottom line?
Yeah, so you're correct. Our social media strategy going into this year has changed and shifted to more video content, video
Mhm.
related content. Um, and again, yeah, that has a strategic reason behind that. We want to continue to build our organic following, especially on Instagram and TikTok. Facebook, we still put a little bit of effort into, and we do a lot of cross sharing and cross promotion. But we've found that from a business standpoint that really Instagram and TikTok have been
Mhm.
very they've helped us grow, continue to grow, and reach new audiences and new customers.
Right.
And the video formats, we do research too on the human psyche, and you know right now it's people really enjoy short video clips, short audio clips, and
Yep.
that's what we experiment with too. We're not experts in this, but we've been seeing some good growth that way, especially on Instagram. We're doing one of those reels a day, along with our traditional posts of, barbecue and grilling stuff. So we've
Sharing
had about a
barbecuing memes, which I
yeah.
really appreciate.
Yeah, I mean, when we go on social media, we have kind of one of three, reasons we're out there. It's to educate, it's to inform, or it's to kind of entertain. So
Right.
memes fall into that entertainment piece.
Absolutely. Well, it's definitely having an effect, and boy, you really hit the nail on the head with the short form video stuff. Experts predict that over 85% of the content that humanity ingests online will be some form of video content, over 85% by 2025, which is insane. And our attention spans as human beings gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So having short form video that immediately starts up and says, hey, here's why you'll find this valuable, and then diving right in is just so much more effective. And to me, it is incredible how often you see big brands and corporations and companies with huge marketing media departments get that wrong. They where there should be a short to the point video, they got a 30-minute narrative with a 5-minute introduction and credits and blah blah. People don't do that. They don't have time for that.
7 seconds. You got 7 seconds. If you can't capture their attention in 7 seconds, they're going to move on. So yeah, that's how we approach our videos and our reels and whatever audio we're doing. Hey, you got 7 seconds to capture them. If you don't, then it's over.
And I've noticed lately you've been sharing a lot of, it seems to me, people who use your products to grill out. Like you just shared the other day, a rack of ribs that somebody else had put your sauce on or whatever. Yeah. Are you noticing that you're getting a lot of user generated content? And how effective has that been for you? And again, has that been a deliberate thing, or did you just kind of stumble upon it?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's something we've been doing since we started. We always wanted to build a community around our products and our brand. And, there's no better way to showcase, family and friends than getting around the dinner table and cooking. So, yeah, we love it when people who use our products send us their pictures and, their recipes sometimes about how they use our products. And when we get those, yeah, we're going to share them. We're going to share them with the world. We're going to share them with our followers. Because we appreciate that person taking that opportunity and that time to send that to us. So we'll showcase it as well. So no, it's been part of our strategy always, is to build that community around our brand, and that's just one way we do it.
I noticed you've had a lot of growth on Instagram in particular. Is there any reason for that? I know Facebook doesn't really have the same punch that it used to, especially if you're paying for stuff, if you don't have enough, resources or leverage like a United Healthcare does or whatever, to Ford automobiles to put behind it. Usually there's diminishing returns, but Instagram, I feel like you guys have grown there more than anywhere else. Is that right? And if so, what's your secret?
Well, we made an intentional switch. So it's been intentional to grow our following on Instagram. So one reel a day. So one of those reels that you see, we've committed to doing that each day. And, we started the year just over 4,000 followers, and we're up to just under 7,000. So we've had about a 58% increase there.
Excellent.
And I can again attribute it to being consistent with those daily actions, and then having a strategy going into that. Like it's not what you see us putting out there isn't by accident. Just when we feel like it, it's, there's a strategic mission behind it, and that's to continue to build our brand and grow our following there.
Right on. So if you could again go back in time to a year ago, to right after the last time we chatted,
sure.
What sort of advice would you give yourself to maybe get more out of this last year more optimally, or perhaps to be more effective? Or would you pretty much just say like, hey, you're good, man, just do exactly what you have planned?
No, I'd change a million things if I could go back to this time last year. But I think the biggest thing that we've seen is people really love and support local products. So continue to build on that angle. Continue to reach out to local butcher shops, retailers, restaurants that might be willing to give your product a chance. We did that. We started doing that a little bit more towards the end of 2021, but we've seen in 2022 almost 100% increase in our retail partnerships, because we've again made that strategic shift to consistently reach out to businesses in Wisconsin that might want to carry our products. And if I could have started that last year at this time, who knows where we'd be, but we'd be a lot further ahead than we are right now.
So what you're saying is your advice would be, especially to someone who is in either aspiring to be or in the business of product distribution, that you can't avoid the face-to-face portion of this business.
Yeah. Yeah. It's those personal relationships, those conversations are what, how business is still conducted, whether we like to believe it or not, even in this virtual environment. A lot of the business deals that I've had done in the past, 2 months have all been face-to-face or over the phone. So, and I don't mean virtual, I mean, actually going to the business and talking to those individuals. So, yeah, if you want to build a brand, if you want to get out there and get your stuff in the stores, you got to get out from behind the desk and you got to go out and do it. And, if I were to talk to myself last year, I'd say, hey, go do that a lot more, because it'll pay off for you.
Right on. So, I mean, there are a lot of people who have success with entirely online businesses, but I feel like that's fleeting a lot of the time. And the thing that helps it endure is a hybrid approach between the in-person, which you absolutely must have, and the online, which you absolutely must have. The personal handshake in synergy with the Amazon distribution deal. Is that right? Is it a 50-50 split, or is there a, one way or another that's heavier?
Yeah. I can only speak to my business. I know there's a lot of successful people that have just online businesses or just fulfill through Amazon completely and never touch a physical product. And then I know there's businesses that have no online presence and just do, brick and mortar. For us, it's a hybrid approach. And for our physical product, we need to get out and we need to talk to the butchers, the meat makers, all those folks that, would our products would complement. And a lot of those folks, are online all day. So they are busy, they're working behind the counters, and we need to get in front of them. And the only way to do that is to get in the car and head over to their shop. So we have a hybrid approach. It's working for us right now. And we'll continue to do that because it's just working for us.
Let's say I'm a aspiring business owner and I want to make a product and I want to sell it in stores. Let's say it's a food item.
Sure.
Let's say a sauce or a rub
Right
of
on.
some kind. And I come to you and I say, I want to do this. What are your first questions that you ask that person, or what are the first bits of advice that you say to that person?
That's all right. Let's do it. Yeah, it's. I think a lot of people get too caught up in their head. It's not challenging. It's challenging to get started. You have all those ideas, you have those thoughts, you have your recipes. Now it's finding someone that's done it and is doing it and picking their brain and understanding how they started. Most of us, I would welcome, and more competition means just more opportunity to get our products in front of other people too. But I've worked with other people that are in the process of bottling their own stuff. So the biggest thing I'd say is just get started, ask the right questions, and decide, am I going to do this? Am I going to bottle this in house, or am I going to find somebody to help me pack this thing? Because those are two different avenues to go down. And there's a lot of different nuances between both of them.
Right on. So if somebody says, I figured out where I'm going to have it bottled, I got all that situated, I'm going to make it myself, I'm going to bottle it here, I'm going to blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
How do I get started? Where do I focus a majority of my energy? Would you tell them face-to-face interactions, or get that thing on Amazon right away, or start with your grassroots marketing, give out samples first, or like what's a first step to get the word out about your brand and your product?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is this thing right here, your cell phone. Start sharing the process. Let people in behind the scenes. Start getting some excitement around what you're doing. That's what we did. I would attribute that to a lot of the success we had early on. Is I documented pretty much every process that we were going through. I got people's input on sauces and rubs. What kind of flavors, and then I had people test it and taste it. So samples good, and then get out to the local farmers markets and start selling it. The more that you can have reviews of your products, able, whether that's, on your Google business page or whether it's on your Facebook business page, get people starting to leave reviews, and then, start to build from there. It's not going to happen overnight. So just take it one day at a time.
That's great advice. That's great advice. You mentioned reviews, and I think last time I checked, you guys were at like 99.85% 5-star. Like, just people love your products and they love your brand. And you have some of the most like ravenously enthusiastic evangelists for your product out there, which is one of the greatest marketing assets anybody can have. If you take care of people, you make them feel important, you give them a good product that makes them feel good, then they will go ahead and be your best marketing advocate that there is. That's awesome. Have you gotten any feedback that has not been positive? Because this happens all the time. If you have a business, it's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. You're going to get feedback that either makes you feel bad or makes you doubt yourself or makes you maybe reevaluate something. Have you gotten any negative feedback, and has it been a thing? Like, how have you had to approach that? Because personally, I'm sensitive. It would mess me up. If I put my heart and soul into something and I got a bad review, I would be upset. So how have you faced that?
We've had bad, reviews, not necessarily bad, but we've had people that, don't like our products as much as, maybe others. So we take that feedback in stride. We know we're realistic. Not everybody's going to enjoy our products the way that we do. And one of the advantages of being on Amazon is that people all across the country and the world can try our products and give us honest feedback. And we can continue to use that feedback to improve on the products and what we offer. But when we first started, there's a lot of, in certain, when we started doing ads on, Facebook, as far as like who we were and what we're doing, we get those people that come out of the woodwork that just try and shoot you down and say, hey, my 12-year-old grandson could barbecue better than you. Great. Where's his page? Let me follow him so I can learn. Right. So it's not taking yourself too seriously, and just knowing that that's part of the process. If you're not getting any challenging feedback, then you're not doing everything right. So, I think that's the approach that we take, and we continue to take, knowing that as we build and grow our brand, there's going to be more and more of those people that are going to kind of try and put you down. But we have a mission and a pretty damn good product that we think. So we're going to continue with that. And at the end of the day, I'm still going to go to sleep. I'm still going to get up, and the sun's going to come up tomorrow. So that's the kind of the way that we approach it.
Well, I can attest to that. You do have a damn good product. Like I said, it's a staple around our house. Have you ever gotten feedback that you were like, oh, you know what? That's a really, really good idea?
Well, we get awesome ideas all the time. I wish I had time to implement all of them, but like, it's just me and one other person right now. And, as we continue to build our team, but no, just ideas for, new flavor profiles for rubs and sauces and hot sauces. Those are ideas that come at us all the time. Like the other day, somebody popped into our IM and said, hey, have you guys thought about a Bloody Mary mix? And no, but that sounds awesome. Right. So, those are things that we continue to build, and we'll continue to grow as our brand grows. But no, we have ideas and thoughts all the time about what we want to do next. And we have some ideas right now about what we might be launching here this year, subscription boxes, new apparel, that kind of stuff. So it's constantly evolving, and we're constantly trying out new ideas and thoughts.
So let's talk about this year then. A perfect world, you wave a magic wand, and this next year is a perfect year for you and for Burn Pit. What do things look like this time next year?
This time next year, we are in at least 35 stores across the state of Wisconsin, and we continue to build our brand. And we've actually hired more people to help us fulfill orders. So, perfect world. This time next year, we have a staff and we have people doing some of those things that take myself out of the business, and continue to grow and build. And we're still here.
So you want to hope to transition to working on the business versus in the business sort of thing, right?
Yeah. And I think that's everybody's goal when they,
right.
Part of the learning curve in the process is I need to be in this. I need to do this. I need to learn all this stuff. I can't just outsource everything. So eventually I'd love to teach somebody some of the stuff that I'm doing and pay them for it. And move on to continue to build the brand and scale it as a business owner.
Absolutely. Good stuff. Well, good for you. You know, we're big fans of Burn Pit BBQ as a chamber, and personally big fans of you guys. It's been really awesome to see you. Like I said in the post for this, you guys are red hot right now, and that's not an exaggeration. And it's just, I mean, it's awesome to see because you're good people doing good stuff.
Appreciate that.
If anybody out there has entrepreneurial ambitions in the back of their head, or they're thinking about someday making that plunge or that switch, what would you tell them?
There's never going to be a perfect time. So whatever you're thinking, whatever you're planning, make small steps and try it out. There's never going to be a perfect opportunity for you to do that. There would never have been a perfect opportunity for me to leave my job and launch this business. So I had to make the decision and actually do it. So and that's with our scaling this year as well. You know, scaling only happens by choice. You know, it doesn't happen by chance. So whatever you're thinking, whatever you're doing, if you're planning a business, do it. Just do it and adjust along the way.
That is $1 million advice crammed into about 20 seconds right there. That is, yeah, just go for it. There's never going to be a great time. At some point, you're going to have to make a calculated risk based on your risk tolerance and your predictions. And like, you're going to have to make some uncomfortable transition. And if that wasn't the case, if it was easy, if it was, was a no brainer, like, okay, from here to here and the salary just goes up and everything grows, like then everybody would do it. Right.
Yeah. And along with that is, don't be afraid to fail. We've fallen on our faces so many times over the past year and continue to pick ourselves back up. And that's part of the process, and that's going to happen. So, don't be afraid to start and don't be afraid to fail.
And that's an encouraging thing to hear, because from the outside looking in, it doesn't look like you've fallen on your faces at all. It looks like you guys have just been killing it. So to hear you say that for an aspiring entrepreneur, that's a really encouraging thing, man. So if somebody wants to reach out and connect with you, I see burnpitbbq.com or burnpitbbq, the letters.com, or scrolling across the bottom here. How else, if somebody wants to reach out to you, should they do LinkedIn or what?
Yeah, LinkedIn's fine. I'm very active on LinkedIn. I'm very happy to share my story out there, so you can go kind of see what we're doing as well. So just Greg Fischer on LinkedIn. Or, you can follow us on Facebook, Burn Pit BBQ, Instagram, Burn Pit BBQ guys, and then TikTok, Burn Pit BBQ. But yeah, any one of those avenues, again, like I'm the businessman. So if you reach out to any one of those platforms, you're probably getting me at the other end.
There you go. Good stuff. Well, Greg Fischer, everybody, I'll ask you to hang on the line here for just a second. Awesome as always. Love that guy. Love Burn Pit BBQ. Check them out. It's scrolling across the bottom, Burn Pit BBQ. They have some like sampler packs that have like a selection of all their different stuff, or they have like a mega pack that has a whole bunch of different things in it. They got great apparel. I have a beanie that I really enjoy. I think it looks very fetching. But yeah, big fan. Check them out and check Greg out. Connect with him on LinkedIn. Looking forward to featuring a lot more valuable information about restaurant, retail, food, distribution, all that stuff throughout the month. We got some exciting guests planned for you. Make sure that you don't miss anything. Follow us across all platforms. We'll see you same time, same place, right here next week, Wednesday, 11:30 in AM Central. Take care, and we'll see you next time.